happy New Year. I'm so excited for today that I'm getting to come on and do a quick IG live with an amazing artist. And I'm so happy to, talk with her and see what she's up to. Hey, Crochet Mojo. That's my sister. I hope you guys are doing well. I got a little tan. Good to see you. Come on in. Yes. Let me put up a photo of my guest today. Yes. What's up? Look at that face. Just face. Yes, face. Hey, everybody. Happy New Year. Yes. Come on in. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're feeling good. Yes. Thank you for being here. This is Jasmine Hearn, guys. Yes. Let me put up another photo that I have. Yes. Gorgeous. Just gorgeous, right? Hey Tina. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm happy everything, that you're feeling peaceful and good. Thank you, Dr. Tachi. I hope I'm saying that properly. So I see my guest is in the waiting room, so we're going to get right to it. I know she only has about a half an hour with me, so let's not delay. So again, welcome guys back to dannIGeeLive. I'm going to try and keep these going throughout this new year because I miss them and I love them and I love being able to connect with you guys in this way and just let you know what's going on. So again, thanks for being here. Happy 2023. And this is my guest today, Jasmine Hearn. So let's get right to it. So Jasmine Hearn was born and raised on occupied lands now known as Houston, Texas. Yes. They are an internationally touring interdisciplinary artist, director, choreographer, organizer, doula, performer, and a Rome Prize Fellow with Athena Kokoronis. Oh my gosh, she's going to have to tell me how to pronounce that name. I'm so sorry, Jasmine. At the American Academy in Rome. Jasmine has also been awarded 3 Bessie Awards, yes, for outstanding performance in 2017 with Skeleton Architecture, Outstanding Performance in 2021, and Outstanding Production 2021 as well with the cast and crew of the Motherboard Suite. Jasmine has creatively collaborated with artists such as Solange Knowles, yes, that Solange Knowles, Alicia B. Wormsley, Vanessa German, Marjani Forte Saunders, Maria Bauman, Lovey Olivia, Ayana Moore, Stacey Pearl, who I can't wait to see this week, Holly Bass, Lee Harris, and the company's Urban Bushwomen, David Dorfman Dance, and Helen Semino Dance, which have produced solo and collective dance choreography for performances at the Brooklyn Academy of Music, New York Live Arts, the Guggenheim Museum, the Getty Center, the 2019 Venice Biennale, the Ford Foundation, Dance Space Project, BAD, Kelly Strayhorn Theater, and more in other internationally acclaimed art spaces such as Museum of Contemporary Art, Chicago, and the Carnegie Museum of Art. You can learn all of this about Jasmine on her website, jasminehearn.com, which is linked in my bio, in my link tree. So please go to her website and learn more about her than what I'm just saying here. But this week, she is performing as part of Outfront Fest, which is taking place starting Thursday, January 12th through the 19th, which is a new movement-based cross-disciplinary performance festival centering the voices of LGBTQ and feminist artists. It's curated by Pioneers Go East Collective, whose mission since 2010 has been to empower LGBTQ and feminist artists, radical queer performance, dance, and film for social change, and also connecting communities. The festival is being presented in partnership with the LGBT Community Center on West 13th Street. And the festival features the works of artists exploring bold new performance modes for a lively exchange of art and culture. The Outfront Fest features performances and workshops by the festival's artists. So you can find out the full schedule and the run-up shows at the website pioneersgoeast.eventbrite.com. That's also linked to my bio. But Jasmine herself will be performing her work, Salt and Spirit, Tuesday, January 17 at 7 p.m. and Thursday, January 19th at 8 p.m. So at the link in my bio, you can make reservations, which you need reservations for these shows, as well as see the full schedule, timing, and everything. And so we're here to talk about her work, Salt and Spirit, and and what the festival is all about, and what she's all about. So let me get out of this beautiful photo and bring in, yes, thank you guys for being here. It's Jasmine Hearn, yes. Yes, see what happens, see how it goes. The waiting period.
Hey, hello everyone. Hi, Danny. Thank you so much for having me.
What's up, Queen? Thank you for doing this. I'm so excited to be in this moment with you because we've orbited around each other for years.
I know.
And I had to think, I was like, wait, but when did I first meet you? And I remember it was 2016 at Summer Stage.
Yes, with Kate Watson-Wallace.
The Kate Watson-Wallace, right? I love that work. It was out there. It was all with the body mapping, the screen mapping, and the live band, and it was wonderful. We did that. You guys did that.
It was a wild time, and I'm so grateful to have been a part of it. But yeah, I remember you, and I remember just seeing your incredible choreography of care and production, and how you were just making sure everybody just had what they needed.
Aww.
And the show went, and it felt like fire. So thank you.
It did, right? And then we had King Grit open up with DJ set.
Oh my gosh, I know.
It was so much going on, but all of that to say, how are you? And thank you for being here.
Yeah, I'm good. I am traveling throughout the country and working with dear friend Slow Danger this week on some sound work and getting ready for Salt and Spirit. So just taking it one day at a time and doing my best.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to talk about. I have so many questions. But first of all, yes, what the piece is about and all the things. But I got to know, Solange Knowles. I got to know. What was that collaboration?
Oh, so I remember when Solange was at the Guggenheim and she was doing that big piece. We're all wearing white. And she had that 16-piece brass band coming down the sweet spiral. I was asked through the community, actually through folks connected with Trisha Brown, if I was interested in being in that work. And I was like, I sure am. And it's so funny because I showed up that day. And a lot of people don't know this, but Solange and I grew up together. So it was like one of these moments where she was just like, why didn't you tell me you were in this? And I was like, oh, I was just, here to be here and be a dancer. But since then, I've been able to work with her in LA at the Getty and then also in Italy. So it's been and then we also just finished that Montclair thing in 2020. So it's been this wild ride of showing up and doing the work.
Yes. And I remember when she was doing that at the Guggenheim and you could not get a ticket. I tried. I couldn't get it. But good for her. And now she's doing the New York City Ballet thing.
Yes.
And I mean, she's a multidisciplinary artist. She dances, she sings, she writes music, all the things. She, creates the set pieces, and she's fully invested in her entire performance and experience.
Yeah, and the people she works with are incredible. And it's just amazing to see who she brings into the room and how each person just really holds such a sense of brilliance from the folks who are dedicated to keys or the backup vocalists who are just always holding it down to each dancer knowing the counts because we are counting that music.
Right. I love how we both have a little side soup situation going on. Yours is a
little bit more fabricated, but yes.
But and also tell me about your work as a doula. That's so fascinating to me and beautiful.
I mean, I've been deeply inspired by a lot of work that folks like Mia Love, as well as different people in the community that I was raised in. My mom is a registered nurse, and she also is that person that people just call on. So in ways of being with the experiences and professionalism of care, I just wanted to learn more. So I did the full spectrum doula training with Ancient Song Doula. They're based in Brooklyn, and they're an incredible source of wisdom. So I just went because I was deeply curious. And so I actually went through the training, and I realized how it was going to really benefit me as a director and as someone who holds space for how we move our bodies. And lately it's been really showing up in the work that I get to do through like postpartum care, and also ways of just showing up for my aunties and grandmothers from whole grain foods. Like I deliver soups to people's doorsteps.
Oh yeah.
To just ways of sharing different stretches and somatic practices that I've learned from so many amazing dancers, teachers, midwives, doulas. Yeah.
And do you find, I don't know how much you've done of it or have the experiences, do you find people are leaning more into that sort of care rather than trying to have a child, at the hospital and all the clinical stuff, which I'm sure everything that you're doing is safe and clinical and all the things, but do you find that people are leaning more towards, having that experience with the doula as opposed to, in a fixed situation?
Well, for me, a part of the spectrum, I'm a little bit further from folks who have gone through labor. However, I will say that in the training session, us as students, us as doulas in training, there was a very big number, and we all graduated, and we were all there for different reasons. And I do sense, especially for my friends who have done this work much longer, from Rochelle, Jamila Wilbin to Gimdi Uday, that it is a way that folks find different kinds of support, especially for Black folks who have wombs, really advocating for safety and care and such, a pivotal moment in folks' lives.
That's so beautiful. And I love what you said about how it's translating itself into the work that you do as a dancer and a choreographer and a director. I think that's incredible. And I mean, we could have a whole story talk about just that alone. But coming out of Houston as well, just briefly, just tell us, your dance background. Because I always like to go back to people's beginnings or origin stories, just for anybody that's young that ever watches this, just so they get inspired by how you started and just, your journey.
Definitely. So I was one of those children that got lost in the clouds, very much to myself. I loved to follow my older sister around. She was the dancer and still is. It was on point, like beautiful ballet dancer, but also would be J-setting at the community center, like always knew the steps. And I was like 5 counts behind, always counting off beat. My mom and my dad would be like, please make her stop. It was kind of that situation. But then I was around 12. I was on a trail ride, which happens quite seasonally. Well, quite often actually in Texas, but there was like a specific trail ride that happened seasonally. And we were out, and Zydeco was playing, and I just started moving. Like, I allowed my body to move in front of others. And my uncle was like, see, I knew she could dance. So it's that sweet support of family. And then, I just was deeply invested in improvising in my bedroom as a child. I knew that it was cathartic. I knew it was a way to listen to wisdom and for me to process my feelings. So I was always committed to dance, even though a lot of folks were like, really? Dance? And then, I went to Point Park. I got grades good enough that my parents really couldn't say much. And I got into Point Park. I, applied for so many different scholarships. And so I was able to graduate with my BA in dance. And from there, I've been able to dance in so many different capacities. Like even now, just thinking about all of the teachers I've been able to be with, it's just such a wide range. And I've just been deeply grateful to be in different kinds of rooms.
Yes. And what brought you to New York?
Oh, so I actually never wanted to live in New York. I was like, people who can live in New York,
hear you.
They're amazing. I'm not ready. But I was in I was in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania for 8 years. I graduated in like 2010, and I stayed some years after. And there was this moment for about 2 years where I would take the megabus from Pittsburgh to New York. Yes, an 8 or 9 trip overnight.
Ooh.
The only stop was a subway.
Ooh.
And I know. And I would just show up in New York and be ready for class or be ready. That was when I was working with Marjani Forte Saunders. I was ready for rehearsal. I was ready to show up and show out. So eventually I was able to work with David Dorfman, Helen Simoneau, and Marjani Forte all at the same time.
Wow.
I also think Kate Watson-Wallace. And so I eventually just was like, I guess I should just move to New York. This is my time.
Right.
Deeply frightened. And I did it. And it was an incredible adventure.
Yeah. And when did you finally put roots down here?
I mean, I was in New York from 2015.
Mm-hmm.
And then all the way through. And then when the pandemic began, that's when my housing was a little not stable. And so I ended going on like this tour. I was on a tour from 2020 all the way through like the end of summer 2022. So I was just traveling, finding work and just moving through and finding houses and being as responsible as I could with care and COVID tests. But that was my life for a little while.
Yeah. And you do a lot of solo work too. Am I wrong in that? You do, right?
I do. Strategic solo work. It started off as ways to like make this business card, you know? I'm like, maybe I'm not going to get this audition, but they're asking me to do this solo, so I'll just put in all the stuff I know how to do, and maybe I'll get a job out of that. And it worked. It worked, and then I realized actually I like to make dances. So
please correct me on the name that I said earlier. I think I butchered it. Athena
Kokoronis.
Kokoronis. Okay, I wasn't too far off.
No, she's a dear collaborator. She, I think, is already in Rome, Italy, and I'll be joining her in February.
Nice. Come on, travel.
I know.
So, quick story. I just tried to get my global entry situation going, and I wasn't able to get an interview. So, I'm really excited about doing it, though, because I think I'm going to be traveling maybe just a little bit more these days. And so... Also, your collaborators, I mean, I see from the sheet here for the new work. Is it a new work? Salt and Spirit.
Salt and Spirit is a new work.
Okay. Yeah. And so is this a new festival? I think was that this Outfest?
Yeah, the Outfront
Fest. Is it a new festival?
It is. It's a new festival, Outfront Fest. And I know that Pioneers Go East and the Center are working together to make sure it's, amazing. It's already... all the artists a part of it are so incredibly dope. So it's just like it's a really cool way to also be at the center and just share the work that we've been up to.
Yeah, it's a great lineup. And again, if you guys are just joining, you can see the full lineup at the link in my bio, as well as a direct link to Jasmine's two performances. And I just love that, the name, Salt and Spirit, but like Charmaine Warren, Mama Charmaine is part of this collaboration. And you won the Bessie with her with skeleton architecture.
Yeah.
Charmaine is just so, I'm just gonna give her a little uplift, say her name in the screen real quick. I just love you so much, Charmaine Warren.
Yes.
She's the best.
Always looking out.
Yeah, so Outfront Fest, which is, starting this Thursday. So how did your participation become a part of it? Was it you had to submit, or how was the selection process for you?
I was invited by the team there earlier this season with Pioneers Go East Collective. I was invited to curate a program. Katie Smiles, Rochelle Jamila Wilbin, as well. Ogimdi Uday taught a workshop in conjunction with that evening, and it was just a really beautiful time. Honestly, with that program, I also was centering people. I asked all different kinds of folks who I knew who've been doing this dual work for a long time. The three of them were awesome enough to say yes to the program. So always finding ways to talk about care and verbal and in all kinds of ways, right? So, but I do know that this is the first time for the festival, and I'm really just looking forward to being with the center in this kind of way. I was able to be a part of a committee that the center was hosting through their Out Front fellowship, I believe. So it's just been a really awesome time to connect in a variety of ways, on ways that we can, just really advocate for the rights of all of us who are non-binary, who, you know, trans, queer, gay. We're here, and it's a gift to be in all kinds of communities and seeing what happens when we come together.
I'm excited. I think I have tickets. I'm pretty sure I have tickets for the 17th. Okay. So I'll double check that and let you know. So tell me about the work and Salt and Spirit. Salt and Spirit. What is the Salt and Spirit?
Yeah, I mean, something that I'll always say is that we build this moment together. So I understand that even in my own solo work, I am not choreographing only with myself, but I am definitely in deep conversation with spirit, with ancestry, with what runs through me, my blood, my bones, and as well as my body as vessel. So I name that always. In terms of talking about salt, I'm in a time in my life where I really am naming the protection spells that work for me. Learning from others, new ones, not like brand new, you know, they always been here, but I'm learning them for the first time. So finding the rhythm in my body in that. So what does it mean to be with protection spells? And also a deep listening of what comes and what finds each of our bodies differently. I will name that both shows are a little different. The sound will be the same. The structure will be the same. The folks who are performing will be different. So on the 17th, we'll be with Dominica Greene, Lily Gelfand on the cello. I'll be present, as well as Kendra Portier. And then on the 19th, we'll have Marýa Wethers, Mama Charmaine Warren.
I'm going to have to come back.
We'll have Dominica Greene once again, and Myssi Robinson. So this way of being with a variation of folks, we will all have different recipes that we'll be working with throughout the evening. And this music will be is brand new. It's stuff that Lily and my other friend Becky in Houston, and then dear friend and collaborator Angie Pittman is contributing some of her sound with some different songs that I've been writing, and one or two songs that we're covering. So not all of it's original. So yeah.
Is there any singing in it as well, or?
Yeah, there'll definitely be some singing. I always like to build the sound. I'm focusing on the sound as if it's the house we get to run around in. So then there'll be moments where different monologues are coming through. I've been working on a script. So being with the poetics that I've been able to craft, as well as some new songs.
Tell me about the stillness. I wrote it down as a question. Where is it? Oh, no. What is stilling?
Stilling, yeah. This way of, you know, get yourself settled. You know, I'm around my mom a little bit more these days. She's like, just get yourself settled. And you know, it takes me a minute to listen to that. What does it mean to get still? What does it mean when I'm at home and I'm going to church and I'm used to being able to like walk, sit, stand, walk around? Nah, I'm in Catholic Mass, so you better get still quick.
Yeah.
So just different ways of seeing what that is in different environments, and listening to that as a dialect, as a tone, as a gesture, as any other kind of movement.
Even with stilling, are you able to also still your mind?
Yeah.
I struggle with that.
Yeah.
You know, I struggle with that. And maybe it's just because, you know, this new position that I'm in, that everything's just like, what? You know, so this thoughts are flowing, fears are flowing, all the things are flowing, joy
Yeah.
is flowing.
Yeah.
And I'm having a hard time being still right now. I mean, I try,
Yeah.
trust me, I try. But, and it's funny, it was like, when you're saying listening to your body, listening to your spirit, someone, I won't name who because people know this person, but, um, and I listen to my dreams and listen to, you know, what comes to me when I'm asleep, when we're in that other place. And this person said to me, overnight in my dreams, protect your peace and don't tell everyone everything.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
it's this person's birthday today.
Whoa.
And I've
Yeah.
never dreamt about this person.
Mm.
You know, he's not like a close, I mean, we're close enough, but he's not like a close friend.
Right.
No. But protect your peace and don't tell everyone everything.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. Because these are some of the thoughts I was having while I was away this past week to, what do I want to take into 2023? How do I want to, I don't want to put up walls, but you got to protect your peace, you know?
There has to be something. And, you know, I've always prided myself for being relatively like, yeah, open. And I give people the biggest smiles. But then I realized there was something that then happened that made me then just like close off. And I couldn't actually be my soft self with certain people. And so, yeah, as a way to maintain my gentleness, what needs to happen. But also ways of still being able to be with the full spectrum of who I am. So I'll also name that this way of being still and the stilling. You know, I don't really like singing in front of people, and some people would say, then why do you do it? Other folks would be like, why are you singing in the first place?
Yeah.
But I enjoy it so much, actually singing, that I realize that if I dance while I sing, then I can get the song out. So sometimes if I'm wanting to still my heart space and my mind, if I just dance a bunch, something will do something here. So this way of being with my multitasking body to be with the stillness.
And are you also doing, I think I may have seen on your website, like film work or did I read that wrong? Is that like multimedia stuff, right?
Yeah. I mean, I wanted to say yes. You know, if the offer sounds legit, I'm like, okay, sure. But yeah, I have been able to be with different sorts of opportunities of, I'm acting. I'm acting now.
Yes.
As well as just, you know, putting my body in different spaces. I love to learn. So if I can be in a room where I can learn, I'm pretty happy.
I love that. I love that. And I feel like, you know, why limit yourself? Because it is just learning. And I think people get stuck in, well, I'm just going to do this one thing. I'm just going to dance. I'm just going to sing. I'm just going to, you know, be a Pied Piper. And so it's like, you know, why limit your learning? Why limit the scope of what your creativity can be? And I love that when I wrote to you about, you know, how on the flyer, you know, and the first, he's an artist.
Yeah.
You know, an artist can encapsulate so many things, and it should, you know. And I think a lot of the greater artists that I know, whether it's dance or music, they there's always some other talent going on, tinkering over there, whether it's visual arts or even if it's just crocheting these amazing, like, you know, things. But there's always something else creatively in the mix as well. And so just to the nuts and bolts of Salt and Spirit, how long is the piece?
So right now the piece is going to be around, I think it's going to be around 33 minutes. With some time in the beginning for folks to get in, you know. I don't know. I'm mostly in the South, so I'm like, we just need a little soft arrival.
Right.
And then a 33-minute, and then something that can spill over. The sound will definitely hold us. So it'll be 33 minutes of a track that I'm currently producing. And then, a conversation, ways that we can be in conversation post-show. I'm just really looking forward. Each person I've been practicing with over, I would say each person I've been practicing with at least 2 years now. So this way of building a relationship through practice based upon improvisation and just ways of wanting to cultivate relationship with one another. And so we're coming from that, the memories that we've already built, to then be in this performative framing together. Garments that have been made, some garments that have been made by Athena will be in the mix, and then some pieces that I'm bringing back from my home spaces. I receive a lot of different garments from aunties and mothers. For my own solo work, I love to listen to memory through garment, so I'm sharing some of those pieces with each collaborator.
What does that mean, memory through garment?
Ooh, yeah. So there's like this one example. There's this sequence dress that I had a chance to be with for the piece You Think You Fancy. It says mid-calf, open waist. I think there's a bit of a shoulder pad, right at the wrist, tapered, full silver sequence dress. It's like you just walked out of a Luther Vandross, like walked right off the stage, you know? And so there's that dress, and I know that my mom wore that dress, but I also know that my grandmother wore that dress and my auntie wore that dress.
Okay.
So this traveling, migrating dress that has carried these memories of celebration. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to wear it. And what does it mean to then put that dress on and dance in response to those memories that I could remember as a young child watching them get dressed?
But, yes.
And then also like ways of imagining the dances that they did, or the foods that they tasted, or what color lipstick was, you know, the hit shade for that time. So ways of being with
fabulous.
each thing. Yeah.
Memory through garment. Is that what you said? What is it?
Yeah, memory through listening to memory. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, I'm gonna have to remember that. I'm gonna have to write that down. That's really great. I love that. And so, was your mom or your parents either of them dancers or in the arts?
You know, my dad would write music sometimes, but he wouldn't. He's a doctor. He wouldn't say he's an artist. My mom doesn't say she's an artist, but she is definitely a creative. She used to model, and currently she makes these beautiful gift boxes for her praline candies that she sells.
Come on, pralines! I love it.
So I would say yes.
Online?
Sorry. Yes, she does. She also, if you're in the Houston area, you can get your pecan pralines at Frenchie's Chicken.
That's amazing.
9 locations around the city.
Oh,
so.
You're going to have to send me the website to her praline.
I will.
I'm going to have to order some now.
I'll just send you some.
I want to support. That's incredible. Oh, I love that. And still in Houston.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, like, I think about like even my mom, and again, never professionally went into the arts, but, she has a creative mind and always reading, would write poetry. And my grandmother started as a jazz singer, went over to gospel after a certain point. She wanted to get into heaven. Say it. Because I'm going to change this up so I can meet my maker.
Yeah.
But even I think about, your dad being a physician or a doctor. I mean, there's creativity in that, because I'm sure there's moments where he has to figure something out or change something up on a dime, and you've got to be creative. As a doula, you have to be creative. Anything, God forbid, might get a little off, and you've just got to be creative and be able to think outside the box and on your feet. And that's what we do as artists all the time. That's what we do. I don't choreograph, but as a choreographer and a director. Yeah,
and I would name that really deeply with all of the mothers who have ever been able to be around. I'm like, oof, okay. Like my first lessons in improvisation was, from mothers. People were like, well, we don't have this, but we can do this.
That is so true. And so I would never call myself a doula by any stretch of the imagination. However, if my sister was watching earlier, my older sister Nikki, so she went into labor, and I was performing with this swing band in Philadelphia, and I think I had a pager. This was how long ago it was. So I had a
Yes.
beeper, and I get a message that she's going into labor. So I run down to the hospital, and I'm in full like show B in a black bob wig, a swing costume, the whole nine. And I run in, and like she's going into labor, and the doctor was just like, "Can you help?" I was like, "Okay,
Yes.
what do you want me to do?" Like, I'm not scrubbed up. I'm like, "What?" And I'm in a wig and false eyelashes. I mean, can you imagine this scene?
Yes, I can.
Right? And I'm like, "Well, what do you need me to do?" And all they really, in that moment, they just needed me to hold her leg so she could bear press against my chest, so she could give birth to I'm having an emotional moment remembering that right now.
Yeah.
My niece Madison. And the way she came out and the way she was turned, I claim this forever and ever. And I tell her this too. I was the first one to see her face.
Yeah.
It was all smushed up.
That's what they needed you for. Yeah.
Isn't that
so special? Like these moments. And I've noticed that with this project that I'm doing with Memory Fleet, I'm like, you just need me to be there. Like, you really just need me to be there. And then for some reason, because I'm here and because of what we've already done, you will tell me your stories. And with that, then now I hold your memory. And now with that, I dance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. This has been, we've talked about everything. We've gone through childbirth and preludes and dance. Oh my God. Is there anything else you want to share with us? Because I know it's late. I know we only had 30 minutes, but just about the work or anything else you have coming up that we should know about?
I'm just in a lot of deep gratitude. I've been able to travel so much and I've been able to work with different artists and different legends. And I took some time. I took half of a year, which doesn't sound long, but also sounds super long to sort, to do my sorting spells, to really name what I've been able to experience and to celebrate, as well as to mourn. And so this is a moment that I get to come with what it is that I've been able to be with, and I'm just so excited to share, because it's not just me, it's a whole constellation of incredible people, so I'm really excited.
You gotta talk. Come on. I love that. Say you're an artist through and through, the whole constellation. I love that. Well, I have been really enjoying getting to know you better in this moment, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the show. I might have to come twice so I can see Mama Charmaine dance.
That would be amazing. Also, do what's easy, but it's been an absolute gift to, because it's one thing to see someone from afar do incredible work such as you. I'm like, dang, okay, yes. I've just been celebrating over here. So it's been a true joy that you invited me on your platform. God. So thank you.
I get the email and the reach out, and again, I've been missing doing these. I mean, I started them for those, during the pandemic, the worst of reasons, but developed into such a beautiful thing that just kept going. And I just really love having these conversations and sharing, you guys with, my followers, and however I can help and just get the word out about the arts and culture and just everything joyous, because, I've been in the arts basically my entire life. And, I just want to share as much as I can. And even with now working at, the Joyce, I like being able to connect in this way and still, be approachable, and people know who I am. It's like, we're gonna talk and we're gonna laugh, we're gonna cry, and we're just, there's not some big mystical thing happening. This is who it is. This is who I am.
Yeah. And what power you carry. So thank you.
Listen, good luck with everything. Stay safe and healthy.
Awesome. And, thank you. You as well.
Hey, then come by the theater. Let me know if you're coming through.
I'd love that. And I'd also just name here and now that there's so many other incredible artists that are performing a part of the festival, from Alexa Gray to Samara Johnson. So if you can't make the 17th and 19th, there's so much to watch. So please check it out.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, good luck, and I will see you soon.
Thank you.
I want to give a little shout out for what's coming up at the Joy. So if you know how to let yourself out, that'd be awesome.
All right, I'm gonna figure it
Okay,
out.
this
But
is
thank you
a little
again.
X there somewhere.
Okay,
All
thanks.
right.
Bye.
Bye. Oh my God, amazing. Yes, guys, that was Jasmine Hearn. So please, she is performing with Outfront Fest, which is starting this week, but Jasmine herself will be performing. Let me make sure I get this right. Again, Tuesday, January 17th, which is next week, and Thursday, January 19th at 8 p.m. And it's in Theater 301. But all of this is in my link tree, in my bio, my link tree, the link directly to her performances, as well as the full festival, as well as her website. So that was just wonderful. And as I mentioned, the Joyce, I'm back in town. I had a wonderful time to try to rest and be still just this past week in the new year. And so I'm really looking forward to getting back into it tomorrow with everyone. This week, we have the American Dance Platform, which has been guest curated by Ronald K. Brown of Evidence Dance, which is amazing. I think it's the first time, I believe it's the first time, that the series has been curated by an artist and a choreographer. So that's really special. Excuse me. And the artists are, I do have their photos actually. Well, so I'll throw this really quickly. Well, first of all, here's Ronald K. Brown. How much do we love Ronald K. Brown, right? And so his company actually is performing next week, Evidence. But this is Ronald K. Brown, the guest curator for American Dance Platform at the Joyce Theater. Then we have the fabulous Le Ballet Afrique, okay, led by Omari Wild, some legendary kids. So that's opening tomorrow night on Tuesday. And followed by Be More Dancer coming out of Dallas, Texas, the Texas Diva, right? That's on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, we have from my hometown, Tommy Wahid's company, Wahid Works. And so Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, each is a different company, and then they rotate out again. So make sure you go to the website, check the schedule, so know who you're coming to see. Don't get mad at the box office if you get the wrong night for the wrong ticket or whatever. But it's going to be great. So the Joyce Theater, joyce.org. Look at all the schedules and all the things, kids. And yeah, it's going to be great. And this week is APAP, which is a big conference of music and dance. So all this is happening while this conference is going on. Presenters from around the country, from across the world, come to this conference in New York City. It's the first time I think we'll be fully back in person. And people are excited. I'm excited to see people from all reaches of the world that converge on New York to meet, connect, network, see artists, showcase, all the things. So it's really exciting. And besides American Dance Platform this week, next week we have Ronald K. Brown and Evidence at the Joyce. And coming up after that, we have Thomas Maines from Germany, Kohlberg, Rennie Harris, what? Hubbard Street Dance from Chicago, my girl Linda Denise Evans. Batsheva is coming up in March, in February to March, Versa Style. So a lot of amazing dance coming up, guys, and it's my life. So please go to joyce.org and check out all the offerings, get your tickets, come to the theater, say hello, tag me in your photos, and make sure you check out Outfront Fest. And thanks again to Jasmine Hearn. And please support, these artists are out here doing their thing, and this is their livelihood. So please support, please support, please support. So thank you for watching. Hopefully I'll do another one soon. I'll let you know. But have a great night. Bye.